So have you ever been driving along in your car and been literally stopped in your tracks by something that you see? This happened to me the other day. I want to share that story with you. This is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate. And you might wonder, what in the world has this got to do with real estate? Stick with me till the end, and I think you'll hear it loud and clear. So the other day I was driving home from Charleston, South Carolina, back to my home in Murrells Inlet, South Carolina, and I went down the road that I've been 100 million times before. We have an offices down there and we visit there quite frequently, driven this road literally hundreds of times, and I noticed something that I've never noticed before. I caught it out of the left side of my peripheral vision. I saw this giant field of sunflowers. And actually, as I was heading towards it, it was on my left side. All it looked like was a whole field, this giant field of stalks, beautiful green flowing plants looking away from me. That was obviously something, but I didn't realize until I got just past it and looked in my rearview mirror what it actually really was. When I looked in the rearview mirror and I looked back and over my shoulder, and I saw when I was at the stoplight shortly ahead of that, this beautiful field of sunflowers, all facing the same way, radiating the sky with their yellow hue. It was incredible. It was actually very moving to see acres of sunflowers. And I want you to notice why it's important to me to have seen that. When I saw it, I obviously said, number one, it's incredibly beautiful. And for me, I have to slow down sometimes and catch the beauty around me. Do you have to slow down sometimes to catch the beauty around you? Or do you get so caught up in this daily routine, a road that I've driven 100 times before, but I noticed something different on this day? Do you ever do that? Do you need to slow down a little bit? The second thing I want you to notice is the field looked different from two different perspectives, right? As I looked at it from the south going north, it just looked like a beautiful field of green. Very eye-catching. It did catch my attention. The breeze was making it flow. It was very beautiful. But when I looked at it from another perspective, man, did the perspective change. It was one of the most beautiful things I've seen recently, and it changed just within seconds. So the challenge to you and the challenge to me in my mind as I saw this was, do I need a fresh perspective on some things? Or just a different perspective? Just look at it from a different angle. Can you look at it and see it from a different way? Does it change the way that your spouse might look, or your children might look, or your circumstances might look, or a client or customer that you're dealing with? What if you decided to look at it from a different perspective? Could it become better or more beautiful? The third thing that I noticed from this, and this is where the real estate perspective comes into play a little bit, as if the first two things didn't, is third, I wanted you to notice, and I wanted myself to notice, that for the flowers to be the most beautiful, they had to all face the same way. Now, I could get really deep here. They were faced towards the sun. That's what flowers do. They face their faces towards the sun. But when I looked back, I noticed that if one or two or a few rows or spotted throughout the thing, if there were some that were looking the wrong direction, it would affect the beauty of the whole scene. Do you see where I'm headed here? Ask yourself, if you are a real estate professional, or if you're a family member, or you have the privilege of running an organization or a team, are all of your folks looking in the same direction? Do they have the same focus? Do they have the same mission or vision, and they're moving in a direction that goes the same? Because if we're splintered, or if we have a divided vision, if we have a divided view or divided direction, we're not as beautiful, are we? Or we're not as effective, or we're not as heard, or we're not as impactful as we could be if we were all facing the same direction. So today, your challenge is this. Do you recognize things? Do you take a minute? Do you look around you? Do you notice the things that you've seen over and over and over? Are you even giving yourself the joy and the privilege of recognizing those kinds of things on a daily basis? Second, have you ever thought about changing your perspective? Have you looked at something the same way for so long? Even if it's your political or religious view, that you looked at it for so long the same way, that maybe a fresh or new or different look would give you a different perspective, and it may be very beautiful. And third, I want you to ask yourself, are you in your organization or in your family or in the circles that you are in trying to make an impact? Are you all facing the exact same direction? Do you have something that you can follow? Do you have a leader that's put out a clear vision? Do you have an organization that's crystal clear in what their mission is to accomplish? Does your family have a single solitary direction that they're going? Because believe me, you're more impactful, like those sunflowers were for me that day, if you are all facing the same way. Now, today's message was different, but I hope you enjoyed this edition of Rise Up in Real Estate. I'm Tad Fulford, and if there's anything I can do to help you, please feel free to reach out via message or via phone call.